Since our last visit to Mohawk a few years back, the historic Weller Library has undergone some improvements. The second floor is now home to the Mohawk Museum. Village historian Lillian Garrity opens the museum Monday evenings from 4 to 7 p.m. It is filled with local historic treasures like early presidential campaign items.
Nowadays, candidates for public office carry around things like banners and posters, but turn the clock back to 1860, and it was things like this that they carried. For example, during the campaign for Abraham Lincoln in 1860, here in Mohawk, they had one of these that campaigners would carry, and it was a group that was called, what was it called again? The Wide Awakes, and this was what they carried around to show their support for Abraham Lincoln, and you'd better not get in their way. Earlier today, we were at Francis Spinner's homestead. Now, Francis Spinner was an ardent supporter of Abraham Lincoln, and probably he carried one of these around too. And that is one of the reasons that he became treasurer under President Lincoln.
You don't measure us with numbers, or don't count our wealth in gold. Well, look at the people all around you to see fortunes that are untold. A legacy of doing right, a legacy so old. A foundation built by noble souls, whose spirit moves us on.
A popular place with the locals and a favorite lunchtime hangout for the school kids is Paisano's Pizza on Main Street. Their hand-tossed pizza is delicious. Just ask Dave.
We thought that Paisano Pizza was a place run by the Paisano family. That's not what it turned out to be. For those Italians out there, you know that Paisan means friend. That's where the Paisano comes from. And you come here and you are treated as a friend. If you come here, be sure to have their wings, because their wings have a very special sauce on them. It's called Spicy Ranch. Be sure to try them when you come down here.
I went to school for restaurant management, and I wrote a goal down that I would have my own restaurant in 5 years, and I stuck to it and been in business ever since. We opened in 1994. We've been here 16 years, and pizzeria has been here since 1977. And we bought it from the original owners back in 94. Yep. Great pizza, wings, subs. Our antipastas are fantastic. Yep.
What makes a good pizza?
What makes a good pizza? Consistency. Yeah. There's only 3 people that make pizza here. Myself, my wife, and Shane, our manager. That's it.
Since 1938, Robinson Brothers Appliances has been part of the historic downtown block of West Main Street. We stop into the Frame Place, established in 1988 by local artist Vince Gray. He has 30 years experience in custom framing and also has his own artwork on display, including his original painting of the covered bridge in Salisbury Center.
And I'm not gonna wait for happiness to sneak on through a door I forgot I left open. There's no weight in my pocket, just there's weight in my shoes.
There's a new farmers market in Mohawk at the Pretty Weller Park right next to the library. Local farmers and vendors set up every Wednesday afternoon from 3 to 6. We see some old friends from nearby Ilion, Jim Parker from Clapsaddle Farm, and Susan from Randy's Ridge Hobby Farm.
Today, if you were to drive down Route 28, or I guess drive up, depending which way you're coming, you'll find another little piece of Americana here in Mohawk. And I didn't know these were made here. They're made right here in the Mohawk Valley. And I know that you've used them, or your mother or your grandmother. They're these little quick cut items. And I can remember my mother using these in particular, I think mostly to chop walnuts. and also to do carrots for soup. So you come here, you're going to see these things made from beginning to end, from soup to nuts.
Well, the company started in Ilion sometime in the 40s in a man's garage, and he outgrew that and moved it here to Mohawk. And this is originally, this was two Quonset huts that were actually built for a dog kennel, and the company moved here in 1955. My father was a friend of Mr. Carter's, and he purchased the business in 1968, and my father also worked in Remington Arms, and he retired around that time and came and did this business, and I came to work for him when I got out of college, and I purchased it in 1989. I just love manufacturing. I love to be in Herkimer County. I love to be in business, and I always find great people to work for me, and lots of times they don't miss me if I'm not here, so it's just been a great time for me.
Brenda tried her best to teach me how to rivet. It didn't work out too well. As a matter of fact, if they kept me here, quick cut would quickly become slow cut. The building was constructed in the 1800s and was known as Paragon Mills, and it was a cotton mill manufacturer, also manufactured women's silk dresses. Today it houses Duofold Factory Outlet. Duofold is America's oldest continuing manufacturer of underwear. They sell long johns in there, and I'll tell you that I wish I had on some this morning. So, what do you think? I kind of think that the red goes very well with the blue.